First of all, as I always do when I start these interviews off, is I talk a little bit about the 20. As most of you guys know, long story short, is I joined a lot of Discord servers, I joined a lot of Follow for Follow communities, and I started getting really disappointed because I felt like even though I really wasn't looking for a lot, I wasn't really getting any kind of support at all. And I just thought that was a little weird for a friendship to go that way. So I branched off at the beginning of this year on January 1st, and I created this thing called the 20. It's not a server or a community or a group or a business. It's just literally 20 people that I chose to follow, try to sub, try to support, try to hang out in their channels, try to get them know them better. I developed that group of 20 people, starting out with a handful of people. Cosmic is one of those that were people that have always kind of supported me throughout those first phases of me trying to figure out Twitch. So with all of that said, let me introduce you guys to CosmicCx. For those of you that
Hello,
don't,
everyone.
For those of you that don't know,
I'm trying to look there, but
yeah, no.
camera's right there.
Should I look up? I'll look this way. You look that way. We'll just do the whole thing sideways. No, I have the same problem, man, because my chat's usually over here, and then right now I have you here.
I put my camera right above my chat so I can look at. So when I look at chat, I'm looking at people.
See, we're doing the opposite. I'm like, screw the people. I want them to see me play the game. So this is what my videos all look like. I think I should probably consider changing it. Anyway,
it's all good.
I've been trying to track Cosmic down for a little while, and I usually actually space out these interviews, but, you know, Cosmic is, you know, I'm just going to say some things about Cosmic right now. Hopefully it doesn't get too sad or too emotional, but, you know, Cosmic's a really an interesting guy. You know, he goes through these swings of emotion, as I think a lot of us do. And there's times when, you know, and I've done the same thing where it's like, I'm not streaming again, that's it, I'm out of here. And then, you know, 2 days later he's streaming again, and God, I'm so mad at myself with this. And then 2 days later he's like on top of the world. And so I caught him on top of the world this time, by the way. Tomorrow he might be upset about something, but today,
Right.
today he's got something that he's chasing after. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Let's start off with this. So what are some things that you would like to tell people that they don't know about you, that you haven't shared a lot about on the stream? Not your name necessarily, but I mean, I always tease everybody about where you live. I don't know if you tell everyone where you live, but I always reference the coolest person west of New Mexico or coolest person east of New Mexico, and I don't know if people really understand what I mean when I do that, but so anyway, I get cat's out of the bag. So Cosmic, I believe, was born and raised out in New Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate? And then
Yes, it's very accurate.
the first question is what was the very first video game that you can remember playing?
The PlayStation 2 Spyro.
Wow, PlayStation 2. That was the gray one, right?
Yeah, that was the gray console.
And it still
with,
had the bubble,
the thing where you just sort of open it.
The bubble lid on
Press
it.
the button and it just clink.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I guess an older game I can remember playing is like N64, Donkey Kong. I went over to a family's house and played that game.
Interesting.
But yeah, the oldest I've played, like, in my experience, is the PlayStation 2. That's where I started off, sort of.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And so tell me what video games started out being for you, and then what they became for you, to where you know, found yourself, you know, streaming on Twitch. I mean, what happened at what point in your life? How old were you when video games became a really regular vice or go-to, or just something you really enjoyed doing?
Well, when it comes to games, I've been gaming since I was a wee lad. Honestly, when I was like old enough to hold and play games, I was pretty much playing games. You know, it was like I go to school, play games, go to school, play games. Pretty much what that was, you know.
And
it hasn't really changed in much time, so yeah.
And do you feel like there was a game at some point that came about for you that you just went, I'm never leaving my house again, I'm just going to play this 24/7? They're going to have
that would be Skyrim. That game consumed my life for at least a good couple of months, because, you know, basically it's an RPG game where you basically just you roam the world as, I guess, the Dragonborn, and you sort of just go about trying to defeat the dragons and do quests, become this person, become that person, and that's generally the game that consumed my life for a bit. And then for a little bit it was COD, and then eventually all spiraled into other games.
So then that game, like the next game after that for you was like COD. So that was your first person shooter kind of intro into that world.
The first COD I came across was Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I mean Black Ops 1, and that's I basically played the zombie game mode. It's like this wave game mode of zombies and stuff.
Wow. Okay. And then tell me a little bit about what are some other things that you like to do besides game and stream, and what are some of your other hobbies, if there are any? What are the other hobbies?
Well, obviously, gaming and streaming are my main hobbies, but I used to like sort of mess around with drawing, like when I was in school, and I draw every so often. I can't think of many hobbies I do. Like I just sort of social, like I'm a lot more active on social media. That's sort of a hobby. But
don't hold back. You like to draw shit, man. You like to edit shit. Come on, talk about it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, of course. Well,
my entire channel, for example.
Yeah,
that's a hobby, by the way.
Yeah, I don't do that much anymore. But I mean, I do want to do it a lot more. It's just that when it comes to everything like streaming and working and networking, that's what I've been doing lately, and I don't have a lot of time to draw, to edit. And with this new project coming up, I might be like sort of doing that.
Right.
So that's pretty much what that is.
Now,
I don't have any hobbies.
Who, if anybody, has been a big influencer in your life recently? Who are some people that have influenced some of the things you're trying to do right now, or like who got you started, in streaming, or what influences started you, deciding that you wanted to do that? What are some things? Talk about some things that inspire you.
So, funny story. I never started out on Twitch. The first type of content creation I started out doing was actually YouTube.
Oh.
And for a bit, I tried creating a YouTube channel. I got up to, I think, 182 subs, and then I sort of kind of, I guess, lost my motivation to sort of continue, because when you're doing something like that, you always got to think of ideas, and you gotta put yourself into it, and it's like a lot of hours of just trying to figure out what you're gonna do, recording, editing, B-roll. So I basically did a YouTube channel, and my first video, it wasn't the greatest. Let's just say my phone was propped up in front of my screen playing Minecraft, and I uploaded that to my channel. Not proud of that, by the way.
Okay, that's a good segue into my next question for you. So, what are your top 3 games right now in order of third favorite, second favorite, first favorite games to play? Forget streaming, games to play right now.
Games to play. So, my number one immediately is going to be Skyrim, hands down. That game was amazing. That game took over my life. Second favorite game, I'd say it would be I think Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the zombie mode. I love to play that game a lot. Third favorite game was, I think, Halo 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because I started playing Halo 3, and then I eventually played up to Halo 5. Disappointed with Halo 5. And then I just sort of branched out onto different games because Call of Duty wasn't doing it for me at the time. Very frustrating.
Gotcha.
Very frustrating game.
Okay, so then that leads me to the phenomena, which is Fortnite. Tell me about Fortnite. Tell me about your early, what seemed to be early, not so impressed with Fortnite, to the fact that I see you playing it and you're getting very good at it these days. Tell me about your love affair, if you will, with Fortnite.
Fortnite is one of those games where, you hate it to complete guts, but everyone is playing it. and here's the thing is I originally I started out I started playing season 1 of Fortnite, but I didn't like the game. My friends were really toxic about it. Like if we didn't get wins, they were like cosmic, and they just rage quit on me, and I just couldn't play the game. I was like, I don't want to play with toxic people. I stopped playing for a couple of months. I played with my Canadian friend. I've been a friend for like good 3 years, so I had other things to play. I had finally got to the point where I just started playing Fortnite. I just gave it a chance, I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance, and I just kept playing and playing. I still wasn't good at that time. I'm still not good at the moment, but there was this weird drive in me to just like, I want to improve. I want to get better. It was just a strain. It was out of nowhere.
Yeah, so, dude, you've gotten exponentially better at that game. Okay, so let's move on to either way. I ask. There's 2 questions I really have left for you in a sense, and it doesn't matter which one of them I ask you. The other one's going to lead to the other, but I'm going to start it like this. I think. So, one of the things that I certainly admire about you is your selflessness. And I'm lucky enough, and I know there's another handful of people that are lucky enough that we get to sometimes talk to you behind the scenes and nobody else knows what we talk about. So I'm certainly not going to talk about that here, but the reality is I've gotten to know you on a little bit more deeper level than most other people that probably get to see you on stream or in chat or whatever. But besides all of the inner challenges and turmoils that we go through as human beings, you possess something that I feel like myself and a lot of the other people that are in the 20 possess, which is this unbelievable willingness to be supportive of other people and even really spend more time doing that than actually streaming at times. And since I've known you, tell me where that was born and how that has grown and what is driving that.
So I will not get too deep into it because it holds a sort of this painful scar in my past.
Sure.
But let's just say that let's see, this was years ago, but it was like around my middle school days, so or even like middle school, high school days, so like about 6, 7, 8 years ago. I just, I've always sort of, let me just explain this. It's really hard because as a young kid, I was always that person that was sort of semi-invisible. So basically, people, I would chat to someone. Eventually, they would forget I'm there. So it was, and eventually, I went online, found friends, and those people basically eventually turned their backs on me and sort of just irked me the wrong way, And it's not like they meant ill will. It's just that I was sort of abandoned, and I guess that's what sort of created this person who sort of wants to help people, support people, and it doesn't care. I don't care if people basically don't do anything for me in any way if I don't get anything back. It's more about supporting someone, no matter if they show the support back, and that's just how I've been.
Okay. And so I'll speak a few things to that. Yeah, I mean, I want to say, I could be wrong on this, but I want to say you were one of the very first people I said, hey, I'm doing this thing with the 20 people. I'm pretty sure you're the first one. And I could be wrong. If someone finds out that I'm wrong, please forgive me. I'm not trying to make it like it's not that important that he was the first one or not, but he was one of the first. Hey, he was one of the first ones. But I got a Discord message from you today. And I had a conversation with you kind of in chat. We were playing duos, talking about this new thing that you wanted to do. And honestly, about a week ago, you were talking about doing this and trying to join someone else's thing. And then you were kind of like, F it, Smarm. I'm going to do my own team. And you called it WeArePower, WAP. I put it in my tag proudly. You asked me to be the first person in it, so thank you very much for that. But talk about WeArePower, man. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So basically, me and this other friend, we decided we'd create a team, it was on a whim too. It's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna create a team, and because if I do something, I want to go full force with it. I want to feel like the project's growing, sort of. So I decided to create a team. It was called WeArePower, and me and him were kind of throwing around names, throwing out ideas. And for the most part, the other person, he isn't going to be doing as much work as I am, because I'm gonna be doing the recruiting, the socials, the videos. But I mean, he's got the Instagram cover, so we're all good there. So basically, this team is going to be just for variety of people, Fortnite streamers, arts and crafts streamers, just any sort of content that people want to create or people want to do. It is centered around just overall variety content. Like, you could have like a Subnautica streamer or a arts and crafts streamer or a Fortnite streamer. And
Subnautica, come on, dude.
Lamau. I'm throwing out examples. People who enjoy varieties of contents. Freaking. But yeah, no, just it's just for people who enjoy creating whatever, playing whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
no,
that's just the main focus is entertainment and just variety.
And as I always do, I'm gonna dig a little deeper. I'm gonna pull back a layer for you. Tell me what's driving this, man. Like what happened? If you can tell me a little bit about it. I know you might not want to tell me the whole thing, but what's been going on with you that you thought, man, I gotta do something different than what I'm doing? Talk about that.
So, I basically, like a couple weeks to a month ago, I started just wanting to join a team.
Okay.
And sort of, basically, I tried joining this one team. They don't exist anymore because for some reason they started up and then they just vanished.
Okay.
And then this next team, some guy came into my chat and was like, I'm doing a team. And I was like, okay, make a Twitter and DM me and stuff, and we'll see what's going on. I joined, and for a week I heard nothing. Apparently the person's sick, but I at least need to hear something, because it's kind of like you want to, because I said I when I go in on something, I want to make sure that I'm a part of the project, and that's what it is. Like I feel like I don't want to be a part of something that isn't being taken semi-seriously, because I understand some people do it for fun, but when you're not doing anything literally, it's kind of like, okay. And that's sort of where it started.
Okay. So
I just yeah.
So WAP is the tag. Without even asking you, I just put a baby W, a big A, and a baby P. It just looked cool to me, so I don't know. You'll probably
that's fine.
That's it looked cool to me. So I did that.
There's no requirements.
But,
like I said,
so
you don't have to put a tag in your name. You don't have to put it in your it's.
I'm flossing, I'm repping. So the last thing I want to ask you, the last thing I want to talk to you about before I say a bunch of nice things about you and make you blush, when somebody comes into your chat and they type in F for F, tell me what you think about. Tell me what happens to you. Tell me what emotions come over you when you see follow for follow come up in your chat when you're streaming.
I just kind of look at it and just like this guy was where I once was, trying to get people to sub to your YouTube channel, to your Twitch channel, to your Instagram,
right?
And I just think, what are you doing, man? And I try to sort of tell them that they should go about just not doing that, and do it a better way, because let's be honest here, I have 2 dead YouTube channels because of S for S. 2 dead YouTube channels, 187 subscribers dead, 70 subscribers dead.
Right.
So it's just something that kind of irks me the wrong way. I understand, because they don't know that it harms them more than it helps them. Unless you have like these 100 people coming back somehow, and you're just like, okay, I won't say anything. But if they aren't, that's you gotta learn, and I've learned.
Right on, man.
I learned harshly.
is there anything else that you want to say before I shower you with praise? Anything else you want to know about Cosmic? Subscribe to my YouTube, man. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to my Twitch, bro.
Subscribe to my Twitch.
So anyway, man, I want to just say thank you. Not only for letting me do the interview with you, but for those people that don't know, man, you literally set up most of the commands in my channel. You've done a little editing for me. You've given me so much to think about on so many occasions that's made me change and alter the way I try to do things on my channel. And ultimately, man, you're just... I mean, it gets to the point where every time I'm streaming and I'm just getting started, I'm always looking down at the chat to see the hello in all lowercase. You know, that you always
or
seem
the,
to...
Or the LOL.
Or the LOL that you drop. And for those people that do not know, there's a ton of commands in my channel. And my channel, by the way, is really all about everyone else that's in my channel. And so we regularly make commands for people. And what happened was, when I was really early on streaming, Cosmic would like to go lurk a bunch of other people's channels. And so he popped back into my channel and he just typed LOL. And I began to talk about, yeah, dude, that was funny, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, actually, I just kind of came back and typed that in because I wanted to make it look like I was really just hanging out. And so that became his command. Whenever you type in command Cosmic, it just says LOL. And that's what that refers to. For those of you that don't know, and you watch this now, you'll know. And there's a ton of other ones. But man, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for my channel. I would be dishonest with you if I didn't say that sometimes some of the victories that I have, they make me angry when they're over with, because I feel like I wish they were for more guys like you that are passionate and are supporting people even more than I am. And I struggle with that personally, man. So it's always my goal to get those 300 people to drop into your channel and to drop into this channel. And so sometimes it's hard for me, man, because you do so much for me. And I still don't feel like there's enough that you've been giving back. And I've tried to do as much as I can do within reason. But I'll continue to do that, and that's why I want to interview. That's why you're one of my guys in the 20. That's why every time there's a poll or an ask or a question anywhere on anything, I always tag you on it and go, this guy, this guy, this guy, and Slaka, if it's artwork, as well. But really, dude, from the bottom of my heart, man, you know I got mad love for you. I thank you for doing this, man. And, yeah, guys, CosmicCx, WeArePower. Keep your eyes peeled. It's coming out soon. Hopefully we can catch some dubs on Fortnite here in the next few. And with that said, man, I love you. I love you, brother. And I'll see you. I'll see you on stream.
Now I gotta go start my stream.